The crystalline halls of the Zephyrian council chamber hummed with tension as Maheen stepped forward, her iridescent scales catching the ethereal light that filtered through the dome above. Around the circular chamber, 12 council members sat in their bioluminescent chairs, their elongated forms radiating disapproval through the subtle color changes in their skin. Maheen of the third caste, Council Elder Vexhai spoke, his voice resonating through the chamber's acoustic amplifiers. You stand before us to select your mate for the bonding ceremony. The genetic database contains over 10 million compatible matches from across the galaxy's civilized species. Maheen's head crest fluttered, a sign of nervous energy that she couldn't quite suppress. Honored Council, I have already made my selection. A ripple of surprise coursed through the chamber. Elder Vexhai's skin shifted to a deeper purple. Impossible. The selection process requires 7 rotations of deliberation, genetic compatibility analysis, and social integration protocols. I invoke the right of immediate selection, Maheen declared, her voice steady despite the magnitude of what she was about to do. As guaranteed under Article 17 of the Mating Accords. The chamber fell silent except for the gentle hum of the life support systems. The right of immediate selection was ancient, rarely invoked, and even more rarely honored. It allowed any citizen to choose their mate instantly, bypassing all protocols, but it came with a cost. The chosen mate had no right of refusal. State your selection, Elder Vexhai said, his tone carrying centuries of weariness. Maheen's breathing apparatus flared as she drew in the chamber's rarefied atmosphere. I choose the human-designated Adam Chen, currently serving aboard the diplomatic vessel Resilience in orbit above our world. The reaction was immediate and explosive. Several council members rose from their chairs, their skin blazing with colors that ranged from shocked yellow to outraged crimson. The youngest council member, Thel Ein, actually hissed, a sound that hadn't been heard in these chambers for decades. A human? Elder Vexhai's voice cracked with disbelief. Maheen, surely you jest. Humans are. They are barely evolved primates. They've only achieved interstellar travel within the last century. They're violent, unpredictable, and their lifespans are but a fraction of ours. Maheen had expected this reaction. She had prepared for it. With respect, Honored Council, humans have also accomplished what no other species has managed in recorded galactic history. They defeated the Karthek invasion single-handedly. They've formed the largest peaceful coalition of species in known space, and they've done it all in less than 50 of their years since achieving faster-than-light travel. Anomalies, Council Member Zenthara interjected, her voice sharp. Statistical outliers that prove nothing about their species' long-term viability. Or, Maheen countered, indicators of a species with untapped potential that we've been too proud to recognize. She activated her personal data projector, filling the center of the chamber with holographic displays. Adam Chen is a xenolinguist who has mastered 47 alien languages, including our own ancient ceremonial tongue, which he learned in just 3 rotations. He's negotiated 17 separate trade agreements between species that had been enemies for millennia. And he did it all while maintaining what humans call honor, a concept that apparently transcends mere survival instinct. The data swirled around the chamber, showing Adam's achievements, his psychological profiles, his strange human ability to form bonds across species lines. But Maheen knew the real reason for her choice ran deeper than mere accomplishments. He saved my life, she said quietly, and the projections faded. When the transport accident occurred during the trade negotiations, when I was trapped in the collapsed section with the atmosphere venting into space, he came back for me, not because of diplomatic protocol or alliance obligations. He came back because, in his words, it was the right thing to do. He nearly died in the process. Elder Vexhai leaned forward, his ancient eyes studying Maheen with newfound interest. And you believe this makes him suitable as your mate? I believe it makes him more suitable than any genetic match in your database, Maheen replied. Humans don't bond based purely on genetic optimization. They bond based on what they call love, loyalty, and mutual respect. Concepts our science has deemed inefficient, but which have somehow allowed them to thrive in ways we never imagined possible. The chamber remained silent for several minutes as the council members processed this information. Finally, Elder Vexhai spoke. The right of immediate selection, once invoked and accepted, is binding. The chosen mate has no voice in the matter. This human, Adam Chen, will be compelled to accept your bonding whether he wishes it or not. Are you prepared for the consequences of removing his choice in this matter? Maheen's crest drooped slightly. This was the part that had kept her awake for cycles. I am, honored counsel, but I believe I know him well enough to predict his response. Very well. Elder Vexhai's skin shifted to the formal gold of ceremonial decree. By the ancient laws of our people and the right of immediate selection, I hereby declare Adam Chen of Earth to be your chosen mate. The bonding ceremony will commence at the next lunar alignment. As the council began to disperse, Maheen felt a mixture of triumph and terror. In 6 rotations, Adam would be summoned to the surface with no explanation, no choice, and no escape. From a bond that would last the remainder of his short human lifetime, she could only hope that the human capacity for adaptation, the same trait that had made them the galaxy's most improbable success story, would serve them both well in the trials ahead. Outside the chamber's towering windows, the Resilience continued its orbit, unaware that one of its crew members had just become the center of an interspecies diplomatic crisis that would either prove humanity's remarkable adaptability or destroy both their careers in spectacular fashion. Either way, Maheen thought as she walked through the crystal corridors toward her quarters, it would certainly be interesting. The galaxy, after all, had never seen a human-Zephyrian bonding before.